Think about a glass of water that has been filled with mud. It's dark, cloudy, and turbulent. If you wanted to see through that water, what would be your first instinct? Most of us would try to fix it. We might try to reach in and pull the dirt out with our fingers, or we might stir it faster, hoping to somehow spin the sediment away. But what happens? The more you touch it, the muddier it gets. The more you fight the dirt, the more you mix it into the water. The only way to get clear water is to do the one thing our modern brains hate doing: nothing. You simply set the glass down, take your hands off it, and wait. We treat our minds exactly like that muddy glass. When we are overwhelmed by anxiety or caught in a loop of overthinking, we try to think our way out of the mess. We stir the mud of our emotions, analyzing every grain of dirt, wondering, why is this here and how do I get rid of it? But in the world of the mind, thinking is the stirring. Every time you revisit a problem with a solving mindset, you are fanning the flames of your own agitation. This is the great irony of the human condition. We are often the primary cause of the turbulence we are trying to escape. Life, at its very core, is an exercise in the art of non-interference. If you cannot understand the mechanics of mental settling, your life becomes an exhausting cycle of survival. You become a fixer who is constantly broken. You find yourself trapped in a state of high alert, trying to micromanage your thoughts as if they were employees who aren't following orders. But thoughts aren't employees, they are biological weather. You don't fix a storm, you wait for it to pass. By trying to force clarity, you ensure that you remain blind. In the Buddhist tradition, this is known as the path of Passaddhi, or tranquility. It is the realization that clarity is the natural state of the mind once you stop interfering with it. You've probably felt the stirring trap before. You have a conflict at work, and you spend the next 3 hours rehearsing arguments in your head. You think you are processing, but look at your body. Your jaw is tight. Your breath is shallow. You aren't processing. You are re-traumatizing yourself. This is where we lose our mental wealth. Real mindfulness, Satchi, is the act of witnessing the thoughts without touching them. It is the difference between being in the muddy water and being the person watching the glass from across the room. I once heard of a traveler who came to a village and saw a man standing by a pond, frantically trying to smooth out the ripples on the surface with his hands. The more he patted the water, the more ripples he created. An old monk walked by and said, "If you want a mirror, you must stop being the wind." Most of us spend our lives being the wind, blowing our judgments and our fixes across the surface of our souls, and then complaining that we can't see our true reflection. This is the internal harvest of silence. By doing nothing, you gain everything. By letting the mud of your intrusive thoughts settle to the bottom, the water of your natural intelligence becomes crystal clear. When the surge of overthinking hits you, can you pause? Think of the glass on the table. When you feel that mental itch to figure it out, give yourself a 3-second gap. In that space, realize the thought is the mud. My attention is the spoon. Take one deep breath and figuratively set the glass down. This isn't avoidance. It is passive observation. You aren't ignoring the mud. You are just acknowledging that you aren't the one who has to move it. Time and awareness will do the work for you. Why is it so hard to just let it settle? Because we are addicted to control. We feel that if we aren't doing something about our problems, we are being irresponsible. But the most responsible thing you can do for your peace is to stop being a stirrer. Look at the sky after a storm. The clouds don't need a committee to decide when to leave. They simply move because it is their nature to move. Your thoughts are the same. A thought only stays in your head because you are holding it or trying to push it away. Think back to your moments of greatest insight. Did they come while you were frantically overthinking? Or did they arrive in the gaps, the moments when you finally gave up and let your mind rest? True wisdom is a sediment that only settles in the quiet. A mind that is constantly stirred is a mind that is perpetually deceived. You don't need to make yourself calm. You need to stop making yourself agitated. Growth isn't about having a mind with no mud. It's about having the patience to let it sit at the bottom. Next time a wave of what-ifs hits you, don't try to answer them. Tell yourself, the water is muddy right now. I'm setting the glass down. Next time you feel the need to solve an emotion, look at a tree. It doesn't solve the winter. It simply stays still and waits for spring. We aren't here to be the masters of the mud. We are here to be the masters of the glass. If life is a storm, don't be the one who tries to shout it down. Be the one who knows that every storm eventually runs out of rain. Set the glass down. The clarity you are looking for isn't something you create. It's something you allow. The mud is already moving to the bottom.